Cardano holders, what's going on? Let's get it. Let's talk ADA. And I do want to get into a negative conversation. It's not FUD. As you guys know, Cardano to the moon, that's what we're here for. That's what we're all waiting for and hoping for. But I do have to talk about a crypto CEO right now, okay, making a big prediction for Cardano. And as we look at it right now, trading on the charts, guys, I'll talk about what we have going on in terms of price action. So let's get down into the bubbles. And if you are new to the channel, hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. I want to thank you guys. The week is over. We made it. I want to thank you all for being part of the team here that we talk crypto each and every single day. If you haven't hit that like button or subscribe, please do that right now. And let's talk some crypto. All right. Please remember, though, that none of this is financial advice. Bitcoin's kind of hovering around that 85. Ethereum's kind of settled off at 30 or 27.50 roughly. Cardano still maintaining that number 10 spot in market cap, trading at 39 cents. Okay, still down 3.5 on the day. So it has been a red Saturday as we get going into the weekend. But this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, the risk of a 30% more crash as a crypto CEO making a dire prediction. So as we get this conversation going, guys, leave me a comment down below. Do you agree with this, disagree with this? And I will reiterate, this is not FUD, okay? Trust me, it does me no good. It actually would be the worst thing in the world if Cardano would go down 30%. So I do want to talk about it, not to scare you guys, not to put this into your limelight, but more so just to show you guys another viewpoint, right? And I think the biggest problem and misconception, error, that people have made in crypto. I personally know a few people that make this error every single day. And I try to talk them off that ledge. Myself, I'm guilty of it too. Everybody wants to invest and trade crypto on the premise, I'm going to buy this crypto, I'm going to hold it, and it's just going to go up over time. And I'm not going to do a lick of homework, good or bad. It's just crypto. It's only meant to go up. And that's not how markets work. It's meant to be traded. It's not meant to go up. Okay. And all things considered, if you do believe that we are so early, then yes, you could make that thesis and infer that from that logic. But if we want to talk about Cardano and the price action, and I will say this for the third time, this is not FUD. This is just what's happening right now. Okay. And I'm just looking into these comments and statements from Alex Svanovic, the CEO of Nansen. Okay. And this is something where I want to know if you guys agree with this or not. Okay, so leave a comment down below. Do you agree with Alex? Me personally, I don't, but I am going to still talk about it because it is noteworthy. Okay, Cardano has crashed by over 67% from its highest point in 2024. Not the highest point all time, but of 2024. This is where we look into that November high. The Nansen CEO out there has made a statement believing that Cardano will drop from the top 20. Okay. Boy, that would be an unsightly sight for me, okay? And I think you guys would all agree with that. We don't want to see that. But the technical analysis is also pointing towards more downside in the near term, okay? Now, that last comment, I just want to make a statement on that. Every single crypto in the market, with the exception of some small movers that are having some pace, everything technical about a chart in any asset is pointing towards more downside regardless of that asset. So if Cardano is going to move down to below 20, everything's going to move with it, trust me, okay? So I don't think it's something using that logic that it'll be the only crypto. And I think that's why I wanted to make this video, because we read these pieces, you read these news headlines, and I think people just get so fixated on the fact that they only own Cardano to understand the fact that if Cardano would move a percentage-based downturn to get below and out of the top 20, everything's going to move with it. It's not going to be the only crypto falling off the board. Okay, so keep that in mind. But when we talk about it, this is something where you look at the weakening fundamentals, the statement from Alex Svanovic, warning that the coin would plunge and move out of the top 20. This was the actual post saying that it's a total ghost chain. No one uses it. Now, I believe that to an extent. I've had the privilege of talking to some developers, and they're building a lot of cool stuff on ADA. Okay, I had the privilege up in Toronto at a conference talking with somebody from Germany or out of Germany that's building something in Germany, I should say. And they're doing some really cool stuff, right? Utility wise, environmental wise, right? It's doing what blockchain is meant to be doing. And people are getting creative, they're developing. But for some reason, it's not the flashy car on the lot that everybody wants to gravitate towards. And that's something where you look into this, and I do kind of align more self with this. is that even though the price performance has been abysmal, the peak couldn't even reach 50% versus peak in 2021. Well, yes and no. $1.30 relative to $2.90, we were pretty darn close. And I think it did outperform a lot of cryptos during downturns that were just falling off the board. Cardano was kind of holding true. So a little bit more strength during times of weakness. So I don't align myself with that comment all too much, okay? But pointing that to Cardano as a ghost chain, and I don't understand that. So show me the numbers if no one's using Cardano. I'd love to know that. I just think that nobody's really latched onto it like they have Solana and some other blockchains that have gotten more hype, okay? But this is something where, you know, looking at the Ethereums, the Solanas, the BNBs of the world, passing it in total value locked. It's a very small number for a crypto project with a market cap over 10 billion. Yeah, that makes sense. But also kind of when we talk about the applications for ETFs, they have not had any institutional embrace. Maybe, but I'm not a fan of ETFs, so I kind of don't even care about that. But Cardano's making all their chips kind of go in on the upgrades, working on Hydra, as we all know, the layer 2 scaling solution, Leos, that is going to redesign the consensus protocol, in Midnight. That is the zero knowledge privacy sidechain that we've been talking about. Okay, but yes, the Cardano technicals point towards more downside, but so does every other crypto right now in the market. Okay, keep that in mind. So that's why I don't like these articles when people just have these hit pieces against certain cryptos, because it's relative to the entire market, not just what Cardano's doing intrinsically. Okay, you can make the argument that Cardano's doing more internally that just no one cares about. They're making the biggest strides, the biggest developments that nobody's really grabbed onto, albeit they are still suffering the same price action to the negative side that every other crypto is as well. Now, a couple other metrics to look into: the ADI, the average directional index, jumping to 36, looking at the downtrend being accelerating, and also that the RSI is in an oversold level. Everything has those same metrics, okay? It's not just Cardano. It's not on an island where Cardano is the only crypto performing badly in this market, okay? So that's kind of what I wanted to make this video about, was just to share with you guys. Some CEO of Nansen comes out and says that Cardano is absolutely dog shit, and the next thing you know, we have FUD, okay? So that's why this video is here, is because everything is FUD right now, okay? Bitcoin has a ton of FUD. Ethereum has FUD. Everything is downturning, okay, in terms of the technicals, in terms of the morale, the sentiment. And so just keep that in mind as you guys are doing your trading. For me, Cardano has always been a 2029, 2030 mindset. Quite frankly, you guys can do what you want to do with your own capital. Never tell you to buy or sell crypto here on the channel. I cover the news, I cover what's important to me, and I share that with you all so that you guys can maybe, you know, learn a little bit from me and also kind of have some fun trading crypto. So that's where I'm at. That's kind of what I wanted to rant about this morning. And if you guys haven't done so by now, hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Join us, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Cheers.